drop you off. So yes, my name's Bill. Okay, that sounds good. When I think of John, I think of that photo, and I think that depicts very well the deep thinker that I envision when I think of John. So I think of him as a seaman, rightly so, the captain of his own ship, his sailboat, and I think of him as a deep thinker. I think of someone peering deep out into the sea, beyond any point of reference, in the attempt to align with the cadence of the sea and guide his boat to its destination. Through that, I think I can say on behalf of all of my siblings and our parents, we feel very fortunate that he touched the hand of our sister Ruthie, and they have walked along the last 35 years on a hell of a trip. And so to you, Ruthie, I say, on behalf of all the rest of us, well done.
Good on you.
And I thought we'd just do a Lange double since there's way too many of us anyways. I am Bill's eldest daughter. All four of us Lange girls have been very, very close to John and Ruthie over the years. And I wanted to say just a couple of things about John. First of all, the first plane ride I ever took was out to visit John and Ruthie. And then the first plane trip I ever took on my own was out to visit John and Ruthie. And a lot of people here have talked about my Uncle John, your father and grandfather and friend and colleague, and how much of a thinker he was. And I just think that he was a thinker and he saw in other people the capacity to do just as much as him. You know, he was a brilliant guy, and when I first visited them, I was 19 years old, 20 years old. I didn't know anything then, I don't know anything now. But Uncle John would read the newspaper, and they'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd get up at 6, feeling like I'd slept in for days. And he'd hand me the newspaper, and he'd say, "Go read this," and I'd go read it, and then he would quiz me on it, on what was in the newspaper. And because he read it cover to cover. And he wasn't trying to be mean. He was really showing me something that very few older men will show a young teenage girl, that he respected me. He thought he knew that I could be an interesting person to talk to, that my ideas were worth listening to. And that was so touching for me, someone who was a niece of his. And I want to say two other things, one on behalf of my sister Megan, who is also a photographer, and she couldn't be here today. She told me, when she told me I can't come out to this and I feel so bad, and she started crying immediately because she was very, very close. She felt very close to Uncle John. She said, "No one has ever, and I don't think anyone ever will again, be able to talk to me about photography the way he did." And I can't believe he's gone. He was the first person to pick up a camera and take me around his backyard and show me how to adjust the settings and shoot this here and deal with this here. And I do think that just speaks to how much he thought about and appreciated the world around him, the beauty in the world around him. And the final thing I'll say, because I did want to come here today to see all of you and just to think about John and support me and Ruthie. This picture, which is of course a painting, is based off of a photograph that Ruthie took. And I do think that when I think about their marriage, I think about two people that spent 35 years seeing each other. And I hope for myself, and I hope for the rest of us in our room,